Matt, one of the sidebar stories that have come out of the playoffs in the NBA this year has surrounded or has dealt with flopping. Now, for those of you who don't know what flopping is, it is akin to diving in hockey or soccer. It's when a player embellishes a fall to make it look like his opponent fouled him or penalized him or committed a penalty against him in some way. And it's outlawed in the NHL. You could actually be called for diving. And the NBA decided to introduce this year a fine system for flopping. It's done not necessarily by the referees, but by NBA headquarters, where they review tapes of the games and then decide that a player was guilty of flopping, and then they get fined for it. It's a system that to me has not worked very well. I really don't think it has decreased flopping. If anything, I think flopping may have increased. Even LeBron flops from time to time, and he outwardly and openly called it an effective strategy. So now David Stern, the NBA commissioner, says the league needs to expand its anti-flopping rules to make it effective. In the meantime, Mark Cuban, who is that colorful and interesting owner of the Dallas Mavericks, he's funding a study on flopping. He has provided $100,000 to Southern Methodist University for an 18-month investigation of the forces involved in basketball collisions. The goal is to figure out whether video or other motion capture techniques can distinguish between legitimate collisions and instances of flopping. Anyway, I find it interesting. I don't know that I would donate $100,000 to this study, but that's Mark Cuban. What do you think? Do you think there's any way in the world, Matt, that the flopping rules can be improved through this study?
No, because at the end of the day, it's a judgment call. It could help. It'll help with the fine system. If they're repeat offenders, they do get suspended after a point. I think it's like after 4 or 5 fines.
Yeah,
like that. Then you get suspended.
But it all comes down to acting. Like if you're a good actor and you can fool people into thinking that your flop is a legitimate foul, then. Then you can get away with it.
Happens in every sport.
Yeah, it happens you see it with punters in the NFL when they get hit. Happens in every sport. You're right.
Every sport, even baseball. I mean, if you see a ball coming, pretend like it hits you or something there's some sort of embellishment and in flopping or diving, whatever you want to call it in each sport. I mean, it's a little bit different.
Yes.
It's there, and yes, LeBron's right. It is it is supposed to give you an edge. It's not. Is it any worse than someone taking performance-enhancing drugs? No.
I guess that's what I'm getting at. Then why so much time and money devoted to this flopping? Like who really cares?
Yeah, it's going to happen. If the refs don't catch it, that's on them. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys are trying to we complain at the refereeing anyways. when it comes down to it, these guys are testing the refs, seeing, hey, maybe I can fool him into getting a charge. He's probably going to get called for a defensive foul anyway. So he's just trying to improve his chances at getting a charge. That's really what it comes down to.
That's true.
Is it frowned upon? Sure. Is it thought to be more of a wuss play? Sure. I mean, it kind of is, but it's not going to. If it helps, and when it comes down to a finals, and you got to do everything necessary, to win. Win it all. All of us have this win at all cost mentality. It's going to happen. It's going to make people take different measures in order, to do whatever they need to do to get that ring. And is it probably morally wrong? Sure, but I mean, it is what it is.